What is up, everybody? It has been so nice to finally get some SC on Gen, get some haste going, actually see what he can really do. This is a level 65 map. These characters are extremely underpowered for this, especially Lance and Kohaku. These are 30 SC characters that are at a low level. But with Gen's help here, they should be able to muscle their way through this map, even though at the very end there's a ton of rogues to fight, and they're actually, they're on par with these characters, so it actually turns into quite the little slugfest. But right off rip, Glass Record, it's been a pleasure to be using that, and it's also been a pleasure to have Kohaku back. She is just perfect for this run because there's just so many enemies to deal with all at the same time, and she can do that no problem, even though this one's only hitting for 1300 damage with her 30 SC. Still, I definitely miss this character. I also don't have any science magic yet to work with on this guy. Funny thing, Buddha called me out on this. I don't know why I was thinking that like Senku was like the only one that could use science magic. I was like, what am I thinking? Because obviously other people can use Glass Record. But for the most part, I thought about it, and the conclusion I came to was, yeah, actually, there are, anybody can use science magic, but they're not going to get boosts and buffs to it the way that Senku is. So it just makes sense for Senku to use it, because other characters, yeah, you might get a more spammable spell, and it might be easier. To cast it a bunch of times because of the animation, but you're not going to get a bunch of boosts to it. So these other characters that are actually built around the magic system, they're getting 30% more damage with fire, with this spell, that spell, whatever. And I don't think a lot of that applies to science magic. So it is finally nice to have someone like Gen here. Glass Record absolutely rocks, and the fact that this guy gives back MP, he's a nice MP battery with his S4 that he can proc all the time, that is very solid. On top of actually being able to break elemental resistance, I believe actually more than Senku himself, because Senku can just throw those bad chemicals. Here we go, let's get some MP back. But this guy can throw those bad chemicals, and then on top of that, his S4 here will break your weakest stat even more. And then let's feed everybody's SC. There we go. And I've been having a lot of fun with Lance, especially with Gen in the party, because in Lance, he just has so much stuff to throw around. I've also noticed how much aerial damage Lance can have access to. It's pretty great when your S1 through your S3 like throws people high up in the air. It's not just them bouncing around a little bit, like he's getting them pretty high up there. So I'm pretty sure he can take advantage of not Sky High. There's the other one, there's the upgraded version of it where the higher they are up in the air, the more damage they take, and I think Lance can really bank off of that. He was pretty potent in some arena teams that I've seen where he's actually all built out as a tank. There's been a few times where I've had to kill the team around him. It was just that bad. You just could not kill the guy, so you just had to kill the team around him. That was just the best way to deal with it. So I know he has that potential. I just got to get him there. But honestly, Lance Evil is my favorite Space Marine in Last Cloudia. For those of you who know what that is, tell me Lance Evil does not look like a Space Marine with a freaking Claymore. On top of that, the guy is tanking with a Claymore, and he actually has a block with it. That's pretty cool. I dig that. I've always liked the character design, just never had him. Alright, let's see. What can we do here? Just to mess these rogues up a little bit, we will... I don't think I need to throw Glass Record. I can throw just some Meteor Rain right into the middle of them, just to kind of mess them up. Everybody else is kind of charged up fairly well. Let's just start disrupting these guys, and then Kohaku can start working her magic. But see, I'm not really doing that much damage to these guys. They're actually fairly tough for this level, which is why I chose, you know, to run these characters here. Oh, there's that S4. We needed MP. We needed MP. That way I can throw Glass Record, because that does cost 60. Another cool thing I noticed about Gen here, when you do need damage on demand, and when I say on demand, I mean like an enemy is broken or something and you need to dump damage right now, you can switch over to him and you can start dumping damage. It doesn't matter where the enemy is. It's literally damage on demand. He has access to it very quickly. You don't have to run up and down the screen to actually throw these abilities, which is a huge plus. And look at that. That S4 is charged again. He has literally just thrown this like 3 or 4 times just during this boss fight. I think that was the 3rd time. Really think about that, guys, because that's a pretty awesome break, right? That's a pretty awesome break in there, and it's MP. Again, this character is very weak, so for him to even be able to, you know, do this well in this level, it's fairly nice. He's keeping everybody else going too, even though Lance Evil just completely wasted his S3. But it's okay, because we always have an S4 on another character ready to go, because obviously these characters are getting fed just so much. Kohaku is great here. Oh, I missed her. Her and Alice are going to be crazy in a team together. And then let's just throw this guy's S1 and S3 and finish everybody off. I noticed too, his damage with those can be very potent. Oh, actually, look at that. That's the 4th time we've been able to use his S4 in a, 3-4 minute boss fight. That is pretty cool. Right? And, I mean, Lance is right behind him. He's thrown a few of them too. So it's just very nice that it's already showing this character's potential, how much he can support. Very awesome. Very happy with this guy the more and more that I play with him. We're still going to do a review looking at every single thing about him and all his little abilities, but so far I'm just having a blast running him and just seeing what he can do. This is a level 65 level. Nobody in this team is level 65, and they're at like 20 and 30 SC, so it's nice. As soon as Gen gets some sort of haste ability, which he does have in there, and just a couple skill charges, you can start doing a lot. They also give him a decent amount of crit, I've noticed, so you can actually make his S2 and his S3 fairly potent. You don't have to move around to throw those abilities. They're gonna... It's almost like a snipe move like Dante has, where it's going to hit you no matter where you're at on the screen. So that is very nice. And, you know, I started thinking about it. He might not have an S2, but because his S2 charges his S3 and S1, he's going to have more S1s and S3s to throw on top of buffing everybody else's SCT. So it all evens out in the end. I think this guy's going to be throwing just as much from his kit as another character that would actually have an S2 that does damage. You know, instead of throwing an S2, he's just going to get more S1s and S3s, and those can be great damage. They hit anywhere, like, instantly. So I really can't wait to see, you know, this guy's full effect, because it's, man, it's pretty gnarly. It is. This character... Gen is definitely a badass. I'd really like to compare him to Dr. Stone, but I don't have him right now. Very happy I got Gen, though. I'm not going to stress it if I don't get Dr. Stone, because at least I have somebody that can actually use the science magic. We'll go over it. We'll see how many buffs or boosts to science magic this guy gets, if any. So yeah, I will be shooting that vid tomorrow. It's already getting late tonight, but just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing here. And somebody asked me about the actual event. I think, like, I have a very simple way of going through this event right now. It's not that hard at all. Let's go through that real quick. Should only take a couple minutes. So one thing I have been completely lacking is energy. I'm down to 20,000 blue energy right now. So that's kind of been an issue. There's a couple arcs I should have waited to level up. But actually, if we go into this event here, so pretty much any single one of these levels that you, any one of these tabs that you pick, the no trespassing, like the level 50 level, these are going to give you the materials that you need. So you go to the Ruble coastline and do the level 50, and that's going to give you the 2 different materials that you need to make soap. Let's see, this one is another one, right? So you just kind of go through the list and start running these level 50s just over and over again. These don't take orbs, but this is going to be very taxing on your energy, okay? So as far as I can see it, like here, I'll run one of them just to kind of give you guys an idea. I try to bring somebody with a Beast Hunter arc if I can. Here we go. Yeah, this is the party I've been running just because Gen and Kohaku are getting XP and AP. And Lance Evil is just there for the extra grind. And I just think Lance Evil actually plays very well with Gen. And Kohaku too, why not? They complement each other pretty well. Do not get tired of throwing that glass record. So I just pretty much grind through these real quick, and I drop the Beast Hunter arc on like the last wave with the boss. Try to get as many drops as I can. See, I think this is only 2 waves. Haku can pretty much just destroy everybody. I do miss that. Definitely, I miss Kohaku just flying across the screen. She can be interrupted though, so a lot of people said Kohaku was just way too OP. You know, I think she's actually fairly balanced. I've played plenty of Kohakus in Arena, and I've been able to stop them because you know when they're coming for you right off rip. If you can have somebody throw some sort of AoE ability, you can literally, all you have to do is immobilize her, throw her up in the air, or, you know, just stop her for a second. She takes a few hits, and Kohaku can go down. I think she's a very fair character. Let's see. There's the Beast Hunter arc for the last wave. So yeah, very happy that last Cloudia decided to give me Kohaku. I mean, I couldn't really complain about Senku, but I think it worked out better this way. I'll be honest with you guys though, I still miss my Tsukasa. I just kind of, I'm still doing the 100 Lapis daily with just Senku, Tsukasa, and Kohaku on the banner, just in hopes of pulling a Tsukasa. Of course, then I would be really hard-pressed to try to get this new Spear arc, this LR arc, and I already dropped a vid on that, told you guys how important I think it's going to be for like some future Spear characters. But yeah, so you run these level 50 levels, alright, and we're going to be running them a lot. That's why, you know, if you have some of the characters from the event that you want to level up and you want to work on their abilities like I'm doing, you're going to want to run kind of like a party like me, and just bring Beast Hunter, try to bring an extra one just to get as many drops as you can. But if you want to be as efficient as possible, if you don't care about leveling characters up like I'm doing, you can run a party of rogues to try to get more drops, right? There's a lot of these to do. Every single one of these has like a level 50 level. Let's see. Do this one real quick. I don't even think I've cleared this one before. There we go. Somebody else with a... Oh, that's right. I took Beast Hunter Arc out of this group just because I wanted to work on something else for Lance Evil. So this is a big part of the reason why I have no energy right now. It's been a struggle every day. Glass record never gets old. So glad to have that back. Oh man, Kohaku just dumping, man. Oh, her and Alice would make such a quick hit party. It's just going to be great. Can this rogue even make it over there? He got like 2 attacks in. 2 attacks in. Another thing I noticed about Gen though is you got to be careful about dropping his S2 because it's not instant. You got to wait a couple seconds. So if you have somebody that will clear the map instantly, if you drop your S2 and the last enemy dies, you're just wasting that S2. So for Gen, a lot of times save that S2 up. See, right now I just used it. It wouldn't apply this wave because everything died right after he used it. So my strategy is going to just be to save up a bunch of S2s, and then when I actually start the boss's wave, just throw a bunch of them in a row. Still a very useful ability, but they seem to have somewhat made it balanced, right? Where you do have to wait. It's not instant. So I think it's pretty cool. They did a good job of balancing it. Definitely very happy with it. So this is what I've been doing. Getting down to 15,000 blue energy. I've been trying to run orbs that are eating, or I've been trying to run arcs that are eating the red orbs instead of the blue orbs. So it's kind of stunted the growth on these characters a little bit, but they're getting there. They're learning stuff. So after you run a bunch of these, obviously we go to Senku's lab. We start crafting. From here it's pretty simple. Can I make potassium nitrate? I need more nitric acid. I don't think I can make any gun. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here, this will be the first gunpowder I made. Just because for the past day and a half I've been working on soap. To buy the 10 tickets, each ticket costs 20 soap. So you need to grind out 200 soap. You know, just a lot of stuff to farm. Can make a ton of these though. So then you just go through any one of these. If you click the little magnifying glass, it will tell you which level to run to get their ingredients to make nitric acid. A light in the dark in the caverns. All right, so just from here you can see exactly what you need. Let's see, to make coke I need carbonic acid, sulfur, potassium nitrate, nitric acid. Where's nitric acid? Nitric acid right here. So I click on nitric acid and it will tell me to go to a light in the dark in the caverns. I could just go there from here, and that is where I'm going to farm you know, what I need to make the nitric acid. So you kind of just navigate through it that way. It's fairly simple. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy. I've covered old videos on this on the first time this event came through and how to use this whole system, but in a nutshell I just explained it to you. It's fairly easy to do. It just looks a little bit more complicated. So just go through, do what I said. You should have a fairly easy time of grasping how to do this, and you should be able to clear out everything you want from the trading space. You know, I still have a few things to do here, obviously, because I was picking up the tickets. Here's something I will warn you about. These event 1 SR and 10 spin tickets, those cannot yield you characters. Okay, this is just the art gotcha. So these, to me, the event ticket, the little blue ones down here, these are kind of worthless. The blue tickets, right? You want the Dr. Stone ticket part 1 and part 2 tickets. I already bought all the part 1s, and the part 2s are these orange ones. You can buy 10 of each, and yeah, I guess I'm going to be making a ton more of soap, another 200 soap to get these tickets for part 2, and hopefully I'd be really happy if these yielded me the part 2 character. So I'm sure there will be another LR arc for part 2 that I won't be able to get, so just gonna hope that some of my dailies come through. Oh look, we got a mission here, we got some event stuff. Bluff of a gun. I'm gonna have to see what that does. They have been giving us more items, so that has been cool. I'm sure the new players can really appreciate it. All in all, a good event. I like the items added, and it's kind of different than a lot of the other events we get, where you actually have to build stuff and, you know, keep track of how much you're farming of what. So it is cool. It puts like a different spin on it. I've always enjoyed the Dr. Stone event when it's come through. So best of luck to everybody out there. And I'm still actually working on getting Zekas too. If we actually go to the trading space. Oh, this is so painful. Let's see. Oh. I have 85 of Zekas' hero credentials. That hurts. That's painful. And the hero medals, I have 277. I have 23 more hero medals, and I just get the character. Ooh, that is so sad that I've done this many pulls on this banner and a step up and whatever. I have not been able to get the character or the arc. I've gotten nothing, and I've accumulated this many medals. We need to do something about how crowded the pool is. Some of the older characters need to be taken out of some of these new banners, because like a 0.7 or a 0.8 is ridiculous on a hero. They used to be like a 1.5, and even that was kind of eh. So it's just getting really, really crowded, and I hate to see this because that does drive people away from the game. I hear people complain about it a lot. So I think we're going to finish it on that, and I hope you guys all enjoyed, and have a good night, and I will talk to you soon. Later, YouTube.